After a few initial hiccups, the Madlanga Commission begins its work in earnest tomorrow in Pretoria, looking into those serious claims that criminals and politicians are interfering with South Africa's justice system. It follows KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's speaking out on the 6th of July, openly accusing the system of deep corruption, and these are comments seen as being the strongest in years. Let's talk about it with security strategist Andy Mashile. Andy, good morning to you and appreciate your time as always. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to you, Iman, and to the viewers of this beautiful show.
So much is intersecting with this commission, Andy. So many critical institutions alleged to be subsumed by corruption as the commission investigates claims that there is a sophisticated criminal syndicate embedded inside South Africa's justice and intelligence structures. From your experience, I mean, you are a retired Interpol ambassador. How dangerous is this alleged infiltration, and why is it so important that this commission be thorough in its work in terms of what it means for our national security overall?
Iman, it's like dancing with the lion. And we are preparing to go into the den tomorrow, helped by Justice Madlanga, to ensure that this lion that is vicious crime and crime, corruption, and capture of law enforcement or criminal justice cluster is properly controlled and tamed. It is very, very serious when you hear anywhere in the world. It reminds me, your question reminds me of what is going on in Italy with and 'Ndrangheta, a transnational organized crime syndicate, or the mafia, if you will, that controls your criminal justice cluster, kills judges, kills prosecutors, kills law enforcement agents. So we don't want to go into that state. I just drew that grim picture so that we can see, if we don't tame this lion, it will be consuming us for breakfast if we don't do that quickly.
So, you know, part of what we'll be focusing on is the terms of reference. This is the framework that guides how this commission is going to do its work. So you mentioned some of the issues that we'll be looking at the potential infiltration of police by syndicate members, the metro departments, you know, the syndicates would have infiltrated there as well. And even the judiciary, they will be able to recommend suspensions and prosecutions. But in practice, do you believe that their mandate is strong enough to break what seem to be entrenched networks of corruption, or are there still blind spots that criminals and politicians can exploit in all of this, Andy?
I believe that this commission will do the best of what it can. And the only blot on this white sheet that we have laid out there as the communities and the people of South Africa, that small little black dot is the time element of the commission. I would have wanted it to stretch from 2009, amongst other things, Iman. And why 2009? In my walks, in my journeys of research, I came across some information that clearly suggested and painted a scary picture for me, where you have had generals, amongst others, allegedly appointed without post, having it been advertised, without interviews, having it gone on. And today, some of the individuals, and some of the individuals are retired, some of them are hopefully doing what is expected in the course and scope of issuing out justice through crime prevention and crime combating. So in my research and my discussions with a number of other analysts, a number of other people involved in safety and security, some of these issues have been troublesome, and I'm expecting the commission to address them. Maybe some of these serious allegations will come out in the play of this commission, or in the cha-cha-cha that we are going to be doing with this lion from tomorrow.
Well, you mentioned analysts, so let's pick up on that. And there are some analysts who suggest that these findings may implicate senior political figures, some still in the ANC, some in the MK party. Do you believe, Andy, that there is enough and sufficient genuine political will from the president's government, President Ramaphosa's government, to act on evidence, even if it means confronting his own ranks?
Iman, we are at the watershed moment. We are just about to cross the Rubicon of reality. And it is very important that we advise our number one leader in South Africa that should evidence present itself amongst others beyond reasonable doubt, I am sure that we will want to say to the president, please give Andy a whipping. Please give Iman a whipping because they've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here is evidence that cannot be swept under the carpet or can neither be thrown into the back of the wardrobe, whatever we want to call it, simply trying to say, hide the evidence that is existing.
I'm going to go to the regulations in the commission and our prospects to really get to the bottom of things because of the opportunity to sit in camera and so on. I'll get there in just a moment. But, you know, one of the other significant commissions that we've had in South Africa is the Zondo Commission. And I know that the president and others will say, well, there have been benefits. This is how much money we've managed to recoup. You know, critics will say we haven't had big enough names prosecuted and serving time behind bars. When you put these two commissions side by side, of course, they had different mandates. There were different things they were looking out for. But at the heart of it was essentially the takeover of certain important institutions and people of influence in our country. How important is this particular commission in the context of a post-Zondo and other big commissions we've had in South Africa?
This is a very important commission. This is a make or break kind of commission. Why is this so much important? When you look at law enforcement agencies, adding on to the justice element of this criminal justice machinery, this commission tries to root out weaknesses, systemic weaknesses in the law enforcement. Law enforcement, in this case, what does it mean? Crime prevention and crime combating. And what does crime combating mean? Investigations of crimes that have been committed from your Truth and Reconciliation until up to your Zondo Commission. We want a clean law enforcement agency, and we have to ensure that you root out all the negative and wrong elements who might not be willing to execute the recommendations that are going to be put forward by the very same commission to deal with the evils.
So the regulations allow the commission to sit in camera and to protect sensitive intelligence and, also safeguard witnesses. But we have seen, Andy, and, we have been following the story just of one person, Babita Deokaran, but she is almost, a signal to all of the others who have suffered tremendously, either paid with their lives or with their livelihoods as whistleblowers. Do the terms of reference, do you think, in your estimation, give enough protection to ensure that those, because this is that moment, as you say, a moment of truth for South Africa, to ensure that people can testify freely, they can testify knowing that they are safe? Or do you think that fear and secrecy might still limit the Commission's, the ability to reveal the full truth?
Iman, given the brutality of the killings of Babita and others, fear will play in the minds of those who are going to sit before the Commission as witnesses. But for the fact that they have agreed to appear before the Commission as witnesses inspires hope in my chest and makes my heart beat with pride from a safety and security mindset of the people of this country, especially those who are going to appear. Many things might happen to them, but I hope and pray that God protects them, and not only God protecting them, the people of this country rally around the commission, rally around law enforcement agency, rally around all whistleblowers, including Babita, and may her soul rest in peace. And we must ensure that we avoid things like what we have seen over the weekend, judges asking for bribes for decision making, and all of these things. We must really ensure that the witnesses help us deal with these issues.
And part of the other, the other possibility is, could it lead to the opening up of more rabbit holes? Could it lead to the opening up of more than we anticipated? All will be revealed as this kicks off tomorrow. Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the first to testify, we understand. Andy, we'll all be watching this together. Thank you for your time and analysis this morning. We appreciate it. Andy Mashile is a retired Interpol ambassador, but also an analyst.